vamos a reaccionar a la leyenda que volvió a casa, a Tfue, la historia del padrecito, el rey de los exploits. Mientras esperamos al esto.
He's gone from being one of the best pros in the world to quitting the game and eventually retiring from streaming as a whole.
Sí,
But
man,
now,
qué
after
triste
5 months
eso.
of radio
Pero ya
silence,
volvió,
he's back,
ya
and
volvió.
it looks like he won't be going anywhere anytime soon. So today, we're going to take a look back at his story to see how Tfue became one of the faces of Fortnite. Unlike many professional gamers, Tfue was never really big into video games as a kid. Of course, he played his fair share of them, but most of his time was spent outside doing anything him and his friends could think of. And growing up on the beaches of Florida, they were free to do whatever they wanted. And it was actually around now where he would get introduced to YouTube and content creation. Over 16 years ago, when Tfue was around 9 years old, his brother Jack would upload a clip of them roughhousing with each other, and this would end up being the first video he was ever a part of. Throughout the next couple of years,
¿Hace 16 años? ¿Hace cuánto es eso, weón?
on Jack's Juke Squad channel, he would upload some home-style videos. But eventually, he started getting into pranks and doing insane stunts. And Tfue was there to play a large role in helping create these videos, some of which would go super viral for the time. But eventually, Tfue would start to move on from helping in these videos, and that's because he found a new passion, gaming. So with that, he would create his YouTube and Twitch channel around May of 2014. And in some of his early videos, he would start off by playing games like Destiny and Advanced Warfare. And for someone who, up until that point, didn't really game, he was very good.
Para mí ese fue el peor COD.
For the next few years, he would move away from Call of Duty videos and mainly focus on Destiny. And he quickly became
Para mí COD está muerto.
one of the best in not just
Pero
PvP, but
porque
also
yo lo jugué
breaking
mucho cuando era muy
world
chibolo.
records on the game.
Verlo ahora
So
no me
because
gusta.
of this, after just starting his content creation journey, he was already averaging hundreds of viewers on Twitch, all while he was still playing on his Xbox. But in 2016, it was time for a big change. Battle Royales like PUBG and H1Z1 were starting to take over, and Tfue made sure to take advantage of this. He would quickly become a top player in H1Z1, but it was in PUBG where he would really play his best.
Yo creo que para ese tiempo estaba más pegado a jugar Minecraft. Mi rutina fue... Esto fue Call of Duty hasta Advanced Warfare, después fue Minecraft, después Minecraft hay un juego que se llama Smite, después de Smite pasé a Fortnite, y de Fortnite ya me pasé hasta el 2021, y de 2021 dejé el Fortnite a la mitad del año, Valorant, 6 meses, le agarré asco al Valorant y volvimos al Fortnite.
He would end up getting signed to his first organization as a pro player, Rogue. He would continue to play a mix of H1Z1, PUBG, and Destiny 2 for a while, until early 2018 where he would play the game that would change his life forever, Fortnite.
Hermoso. Hermosísimo. No tengo subtítulos, disculpen. No, disculpe, pero personas que no saben inglés.
He was already becoming extremely good, and this was made even more obvious when the first video he uploaded
No me di cuenta,
on the
mil
game
disculpas.
being a 29 elimination solo squads win. But at the time, if
sí.
you asked who was the best player,
Yo no
most
juego
people
nunca
would
Rust.
say
Bueno, los
someone
carré
like
no,
Ninja, who
no me
would
convenció
easily
de todo.
drop big kill games. Or maybe someone like
como...
Myth, who seemed to master the mechanics of building early on. Not many people had Tfue on their radar who seemed to master both the gunplay and building aspect of the game, but soon he was about to put his name into the discussion. After that first Fortnite video, he would pretty much switch to only playing that game. And he would also continue to upload extremely high kill games, breaking records which resulted in him getting millions of views on some of his early videos. But it wasn't until he would run into one of the best players
Yo me pregunto, ¿cuál será mi primer video que tenga 1 millón de vistas? Tendremos que saberlo. Tendremos que hacerlo primero, ¿no? Algún día, man. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day I will be on top.
100%. Great play.
After taking out Ninja, Tfue was now put on the map.
Yo vengo de
From
MOBAs.
around 80,000 followers on Twitch in
A mí me
February
gustó
of
mucho el Rust.
2018 to over 1 million in July of that same year. That's over 900,000 followers in
Yo veía
just
videos de
5
Frost.
months.
Es muy
On top of
cierto.
that, he ended up joining one of the
Estoy
biggest
en cola, Samuel.
organizations in esports, FaZe, during this time period. So now he was pulling tens of thousands
Los
of
videos de Frost
viewers
eran
every
buenísimos,
stream,
confirmo.
while also gaining millions of
Literal,
views
por
on
ese man me
YouTube
descargué
every
Rust.
video. He was certainly becoming one of the biggest faces in the game, but there was just one problem. Tfue wanted to show that he was the best. However, there were no tournaments really going on for him to prove it. But that's when one of the biggest reoccurring tournaments in early Fortnite would be announced. Friday Fortnite.
Man,
This tournament was a
yo quiero hacer uno así en Perú. Me gustaría hacer un Friday Fortnite, pero de Perú. Estaría muy chévere. Pero me gustaría hacerlo con creadores de contenido, no con pros. Porque los pros no me van a traer vistas. Los pros lo único que me van a traer es amasarse a todo el mundo. Y nada más. Yo creo que la gente sufre, man.
2v2 kill race against some of the best players in the game. But most importantly, it was a chance for Tfue to show everyone what he's got.
Dúo con Cloxy. Mira ese squad. 2019. Cloxy, Tfue, Camille Dequan. No hay chance que les hagas algo. Demasiados avanzados sus tiempos. Toditos. Están haciendo solo contra squad. Ah, ¿verdad que será todo versus 2?
Tfue would end up getting 4 wins and a second place during these tournaments, proving that he is one of the best players in the game.
No me quiero
But up
spoilear,
until
Alex,
this
no me quiero
point,
spoilear.
all the tournaments were just pub
No me quiero
stuff.
spoilear, no me
There
quiero
were
spoilear.
no
Quiero que
set
mi reacción
lobbies
sea
like we have
100%
today,
honesta.
until Fortnite skirmishes were announced. Now, he didn't play too well in the
Me
first
alegro que
summer
te vaya bien a
skirmish, but the one in the fall was a completely different story. In the week 2 and 4
El problema con
qualifiers of the
Rust.
fall skirmish, he would win both, earning $80,000.
mierda.
After showing that he's a top solo player, it was time to see if he could prove it in duos. The fall skirmish grand finals was announced,
¿Qué es lo que es, Luis?
and
¿Cómo
since
estás?
it was duos, he needed to partner up with someone. And who better than his fellow FaZe member, Cloxy? So now, it was time to see if Tfue would pull off his first ever LAN win.
Y encima la sacaron, creo, si no estoy mal. Que yo sepa si le sacaron, no. ¿Por qué no juegas? Porque estoy en cola. 20.000 de cola. Vamos a sacar esta primera win. Paramos la season, vemos absolutamente todo lo que hay. Y lo
After
hacemos.
an extremely close last game, they had done it, coming out on top with them taking home $250,000 each. At this point, there was pretty much nothing Tfue hadn't accomplished. His streams and YouTube videos were doing better than ever, and coming off of a LAN win, he was
Creo que ese es el
undoubtedly one of the
prime.
best competitors in the world.
Si no estoy mal,
But
este es
then-
el prime de Tfue, debe ser ese. Cuando, o sea, debe ser cuando la gente pensaba que... Esto debe ser antes de durante la World Cup, ¿no? O sea, cuando se anunció la World Cup, era todo antes de World Cup.
Epic would announce one of the largest tournaments
Ah,
in gaming
exacto.
history, the Fortnite World Cup. This was
Prime
Tfue's
absoluto.
chance to make himself the World Cup champion, but first he had to get through the qualifiers.
De prime absoluto.
Oh my god.
El lane que tiene Tfue es increíble, man. Es demasiado bueno. Pero llegado a este punto de Fortnite, ya no es solo
He
ahí.
would come
Ya.
out on top in week 3
Ya no solo
winning
ahí,
the
ya.
solo qualifiers. Now, unfortunately, he wasn't able to qual with Cloxy in duos, with their best placement being a 6th, just
Lol.
barely missing out. However, nobody
Top
was
5
ready for the
pasaba.
drama that was about to come
Pero sí
next.
pasaba top 1, creo.
In May of 2019, Tfue would release a video titled My Response, where in it, he would explain how his contract with FaZe was a really bad one, and essentially, they were making him stream crazy hours while also taking a lot of his pay, especially from sponsors, which is a big part in a creator's income. And when he released that video, he would even state that he will be suing FaZe. Now,
Lol.
this drama would end up going back and forth between FaZe and Tfue for a few months, but then everyone's attention shifted, and that's because the Fortnite World Cup finals were here. So now he needed to push all of the drama away out of his mind. Going into it, Tfue was easily one of the favorites to win. He had shown time and time again that he is one of the best solo players in the game. All he had to do was just prove himself. But sadly, that wouldn't happen.
No, King. Man, la cantidad de seguidores y repercusión que ganó King con esa kill. Una kill le cambió la carrera de por vida. Y hasta el día de hoy se la recuerda por eso.
He would end up underperforming and in the end get 67th place. After playing so poorly, many people started to speculate why exactly he did not place well. But it seems like the main reason was actually out of his control. For the World Cup, Epic lowered the age requirements for players to compete from 16 to 13.
Mucha
so that meant
diferencia.
Players like Mongrel, Benji Fish, and way more were now able to play. So it seemed like he just
Eso creo que es un cambio radical.
who he was going to be facing off against, since there were so many up-and-comers he never even heard of. Now after this, Tfue would continue to grind content and compete in multiple FNCSs, placing 22nd, 7th, and 16th in the grand finals. And he would even put on some up-and-coming players like Scoped and Kanata, who nowadays is one of the best players in the game.
Qué loco,
but sadly,
man.
after Chapter 2, Season 2's FN...
A día de hoy, Tfue le dio la oportunidad a Canadá de brillar. Scoped igualito. Y ganaron su puesto, pues. Y él, o sea, quieras o no, jugar con una persona tan influyente como en la comunidad americana que es Tfue, que tiene una persona que promedia 50.000 espectadores. Mínimo, o sea, después de jugar con una persona que tiene 50.000 espectadores, algo de relevancia vas a tener, quieras o no. Y más si lo haces bien. ¿Cuál?
Warzone.
Oh. Yo lo dije una vez cuando probé Apex, cuando probé Warzone y cuando probé Rust. El problema con esos tres juegos es que esos juegos están hechos para que te saquen la mierda y no para la experiencia de un usuario nuevo. Los tres juegos los probé, los tres juegos me sacaron la mierda y no volví a tocarlos. Literal. En Apex me hicieron 3 hijos y se fue fuera de stream. En Warzone me hicieron basura. Y en... ¿Cuál es el otro? Y el otro que mencioné también. No, pero hay actualización. Hay un nuevo capítulo hoy día. Tengo que grabar. Y tengo que editar, man. Hoy día va a ser stream largo. Mañana... Hoy día va a ser stream largo. Mañana también. Y en la 8 me terminaré... Yo creo que en la 8 me terminaré, sí. Me terminaré quedando editando la noche. Literal, me fui a dormir temprano para esto.
But this didn't last for long. He would end up getting bored of
¿Cómo estás,
Warzone,
Pedro?
and this time
¿Terminó esa clase o
decided
todavía
to
no?
try out one of the last major battle royales, Apex Legends.
Igualito.
And what a shocker, he was
El
extremely
Ford.
good, even managing
cola.
to reach Predator, the
Pero
top
ese mismo.
rank in the game, only given out to players in the top 500.
Chama, dile a tu link que
But
me
just
hable.
like Warzone, he would again get burnt out of playing Apex.
No me
However,
quiero
this
spoilear.
time, we would see a surprising game change. He would end up
Let's
going
go,
back
Piero.
to Fortnite. And that's because Epic Games had just released the new Zero Build game mode. This was now a chance
No me quiero
for
spoilear,
Tfue
no me
to
quiero spoilear,
rekindle the
Togenas.
love
Igual
he
gracias por
once had for
avisarme.
the game, without having to worry about all the cracked out kids and their peace control. During this time, we would also see him return to playing tournaments again. Given they were all zero builds, but he was still extremely dominant, becoming one of the best no-build players. But once again, he would sadly fall out of love with the game, leaving, and
Compitió en Zero Build. No sabía que competía en Zero Build.
During
No
this
sabía
time, he
eso.
would also play some other games.
Está
one of
locazo,
them
Pedro.
surprisingly being Minecraft speedruns, which, what a shocker, he was quite good at. However, as he continued to stream,
Obvio,
pretty
en
much
Rust-
every
en Rust me
day,
hicieron
you
mierda,
could
por eso
tell
dejé de
he just
jugar.
wasn't really
No me gustó
enjoying
eso.
what he was doing anymore.
Yo me lo compré para jugar con WoW y puta, me hicieron mierda,
Extremely
weón.
good just to quit and repeat it all again.
Mejor, Alex.
Until eventually
Mejor.
he would have his last stream in April
Pero no me
of
spoileen nada de la
2023.
nueva temporada, por favor,
During this
chicos.
time, he
Cero.
would
No
take
quiero,
his
no
first
quiero, quiero
long
ser
break
spoiler.
since the start of his
Quiero que la
career.
reacción sea
But in
natural.
June, he would end up breaking the silence, releasing a video
Luego,
titled
chama, luego jugamos,
Goodbye. In this 40-minute long video, he would discuss his career, and towards the end, he would have this to say about how his life was now.
I've been doing this since I was like 8 years
Casas
old.
comiendo,
Content creating.
pe.
I
En
just feel
cola.
like I need to go I just need to go live my life, you know. Who knows
Está
if I'll go
actualizándose.
back, man? I mean, maybe, who knows? I just need time to get away, just go live my life, because I feel like early in my gaming career, I used gaming to kind of escape from reality, and I feel like now I use
Quieras o no,
reality to escape from
eso le pasa a todo el mundo, man.
work, you know.
O sea, quieras o no, eso le pasa a todo el mundo. Puede ser, yo creo que probablemente streamear sea el mejor trabajo que puede tener cualquier persona. Pero ¿qué es lo malo? Que el momento en el que tú paras de hacerlo, el momento en que tú paras de hacerlo, porque es usualmente una persona la que está streameando, tú desapareces del radar. Y quieras o no, todos en la vida somos reemplazables. Por más feo que suenen, así funcionan las cosas, chicos. Por eso yo me comprometí, dije, cuando volví al Fortnite dije, ¿qué hice mal en Valorant? ¿Qué hice mal la primera vez que empecé a streamear Fortnite? ¿Y qué hice bien? Y lo más importante fue la constancia, man. La constancia. Dale, que dale, que dale, que dale. La constancia, man. Lo más importante es la constancia, siempre. Y volvió. Y volvió. My King returned.
He was officially back and had signed a deal with the streaming platform Kick, which was easily for tens of millions of dollars at the minimum.
¿Cuánto habrá sido, man?
His first stream wasn't Fortnite like everyone expected. It was actually him giving away $100,000 to anyone who showed up to the beach he was at. But eventually he would return to playing Fortnite again. However, now we're in an interesting position. It's pretty obvious Tfue won't just stick to playing Fortnite and most likely leave the game again after the season ends.
Obvio.
So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what he decided to do.
Aunque depende.
Maybe we'll see him start doing more IRL style streams since that's what he seems to like to do now. But only time will really tell. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.
No se olviden de suscribirse, dejar su like si les gusta este tipo de reacciones y los veo en mi canal de Twitch.